Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. We seem to be experiencing a few technical difficulties, and I am not sure why the title is all kinds of broken. Uh, yeah, this is not what I wrote. That's pretty jacked. Hmm. Anyway, so I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm gonna try to adjust this really quickly, and we'll go from there. We're gonna be catching up on some, indie wrestling. We're gonna be talking about some Money in the Bank fallout because Money in the Bank was Monday night or Saturday night, and you know it went kind of not the way anybody anticipated. That was a wild turnout. It was a wild way for that show to go. In all honesty, and then you had Monday. It was just a lot to catch up on. I'm just gonna make something generic and call it. Sure, that'll work. Why is this is so stupid? Anyway, I have no idea how the stream got all jacked up. It is missing a half of the pages that we use, which makes no sense. So anyway, but so let's get into some stuff. If you guys have anything in particular you want to talk about, you let me know. As you can tell, I'm kind of short-handed for the night. My co-host is on the road, so yeah, Facebook is just acting foolish tonight. That's what this boils down to. Um, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. I have no way to control this crap. And it's StreamYard being StreamYard. If you've never used this program, I'll be honest with you, it is an expensive tool to use to try to further a lot of things. Anyway, let's get some comments. Do you know what? I could use a co-host tonight, and as a matter of fact, I will send you an invite right now. We will take care of this right now. I got this. I got this. Here is how we're going to do this, and we're going to talk indies. And you know what? Actually, having my brother Kylan on helps me, because there is a whole nother thing that I want to get into, and I can use I can use some balance. David, I don't know what David would say, but I have a feeling Kylan's going to try to balance me out and knock the edge off of what I'm going to try to get into. So I think this is gonna be fun, man. I sent you the invite, Kylan. It's in your messenger, sir. All you got to do is click the link, follow the prompts, and the way it goes. Oh, please, if you got headphones, use headphones. But um, I swear to God, I get a message every day, a couple times a day. It's either good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Love y'all and praying for y'all. It is it is the grandmother of one of the wrestlers that we know, and she is just the sweetest lady. It's hilarious. And I always try to yeah, man. I can give you till 8:30. I always try to make sure I say hey to her as well, and love y'all, sweet dreams and everything. Um, we see her at a lot of wrestling shows. I haven't seen her in forever because I haven't been to wrestling shows in quite a while. But either way, uh, dude, we got to catch up on Money in the Bank. We got to catch up on Raw. We got to catch up on NXT. Um, let's go ahead and get NXT out of the way, or not NXT. Let's get Money in the Bank out of the way. We'll just blow through this real quick because if you hadn't paid attention, social media blew it for you anyway. But yeah, Kyle and I'll give you till 8:30, right around then. Naomi winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't understand this because her main feuds have been Bianca and Jade. Is Jade going to cost her the title? Okay, then that makes. But where is y'all get it right? Y'all are with me on this. I just do not see the point of where we're going with this. Um, but that's just me, and I can't see everything. Thank God, I can't see everything. Uh, but Naomi winning, I don't. I cannot see her beating either Io or um shoot Tiffany. So I just eh, okay, but eh, I don't see the point. Um, IC Championship on the line. Wolvie, what's up, bud? How are you? Um, I don't see what all the. I get it. They're trying to put over the AAA merger, and purchase basically, um, by featuring a lot of AAA talent. It is awesome that Dominic Mysterio is being utilized in this light because it's fantastic for him. The son of the greatest luchador in history of professional wrestling. Perfect perfect spot for him to be doing mixing it up with some lucha wrestlers. I think it's awesome. Um Becky Lynch beating Lyra Valkyria. Eh, I get it, but at the same time what are they going to do with Lyra? Is the direction I need it to go. That's what I need to understand. What are they going to do with her? More so, what are they going to do with her than why? You know what I'm saying? What are they going to do with Lyra as opposed to why? Yeah, son of Eddie. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. You're always the funniest referee of the year. 3 times. 3 times? 3 times. Did you notice that? Oh yeah, it was kind of a play on the 5 time Booker T gimmick. Hey, you know that's the fun of wrestling, man. It is really the fun part of wrestling. But it's good to have you on. Good to have you in the comment section, Wolverine. I haven't seen you forever. I'm not gonna tell you you will see me soon. I'm not gonna tell you you'll see me soon, but you might. I'm not gonna tell you, but you may. I don't know. I have no idea. I have not I have not gotten to just attend a show in quite a while. I've worked a couple shows recently, and that's been awesome. I did camera work for the Community Championship Wrestling show, which was fantastic. Excellent charity event. Um, they raised some serious money. Um, but uh, what was I saying? Yeah, I did that, and then I worked the AWL, NCW, CPW Norton Lewis Memorial. I was announcing last week. It was a fantastic show. Great, really, really solid pro wrestling show. You know what I'm saying? Um, what is up? How are you, Cliff? Oh, you did that at the seminar the other day. Nice. That's hilarious. Um, but it feels the same, but it doesn't feel the same. Wrestling is I'm kind of in a weird spot right now, brother. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I loved doing this. I loved, and this is actually a great segue, uh, for me to bring this up. I loved ring announcing. I loved being in front of the crowd and performing and interacting with all these people. I thought it was the greatest thing to be able to do. And it was a great distraction for me. You're talking about I was running 50, I was working on 50 shows a year, roughly. I'm traveling, all those hours and time in the car and mileage. And sometimes I'd have people with me, sometimes I by myself, you know, all that. It was a great way to escape and really think about things. It's no secret, divorce and all that. Yeah, that's life. It is what it is. Did me working 50 wrestling shows a year help? No, God no. I was avoiding being at the house. That's what that, I didn't want to be there because wasn't I didn't feel valued there other than my kids. So I was enjoying being on the road. But anyway, that's just me. Um it was great. And then it was not so great. Like I had a serious health scare, chest pains back in September, and I finally there was nothing wrong in the end. It may have just been a panic attack or something, but it still just kind of threw me for a loop. I was gone from September. I came back for one day in November, and then I disappeared until June of this year. May 31st, technically. I showed up in the crowd at a show or two. That's it. Yeah, or I showed up and shook hands and left. I literally showed up, walked through the door, shook three hands, turned around and said, "I love y'all. I'm leaving," and walked right back out. It's not the place of peace that it used to be. Wrestling isn't. I Somebody was like, "Man, you seem happy." Yeah, I'm smiling. I put a smile on. I was It was a good distraction yet again. I wanted to be there. I wanted to contribute, but it didn't feel the same. I don't know how to make that make sense. Um, in the ring this past Saturday, you know, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel the butterflies. The coolest thing to me, and I, I will say greatly, thank you to Gavin Tyler, Gavin Ward, Jimmy Ward, Casey Leanne. I will say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Um, they allowed me a cool little spot with my kids, and where my kids got to walk through the entryway like I do and stand there and wait. I got announced to walk through the curtain, and I took my jacket off. I handed it to my daughter. I said, and I pulled both of them in. I said, "I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me tonight." And I turned around and walked to the ring, and they walked right to the back. And they didn't really understand that. My son thought it was the coolest thing. My daughter was like, "Oh, Dad, whatever. Why am I doing this again? I don't want to be I don't want to be out like this." And I explained it to him when we left. I was like, do you guys realize that if we never get to do this again, we got to do this? It was cool, right? And they were like, okay, that makes sense. And I I'm going to treat every single time like it's my last. Because I'm not going to do this another 30 years. I could care. I don't. I got I got one show lined up in August right now. One. I am not planning on making a. I am not planning on making a career in wrestling. That's not happening. I I've seen too much crap in the last couple years, 5 years, 6 years, to say, you know what, I really don't care what happens. I'm there are some people that want to bump their gums, and what sucks is they take away from the other people, whether it's people that are enjoying the show or people that are working the show, or you know they just want to run their mouths, and I don't understand why you want to kill somebody else's joy. Why why would you want to take the joy of something away from somebody else just because you don't like that person? That's pretty, it's pretty arrogant of you, in my opinion. Um, well, it says co-host. Is my co-host here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's quite interesting. So, how are you doing tonight?
You're doing lovely. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain. So, what I was just talking about is, you know, it it kind of drives me nuts that people are interested in basically taking away the joy of wrestling, and they're not even at the same shows, but they want to bump their gums and complain about it, or whatever, and I don't see the point. I don't see the reasoning behind this. Do you have any insight or thoughts on this?
Leave the business better than you found it.
Right, I agree with that. Or if I don't understand why people want to even get involved in stuff that has nothing to do with them. It makes no sense to me. Why would you talk about another individual, whether it be a show, or a person at a show, or whatever? What what do you have to gain? What is that name so valuable? Oh, and I know I'm the focus fire on a heck of a lot of people, and that's fine. I'm a big boy. I'm a grown up. I God put these shoulders and this back on me for a reason. I can handle the weight. I got you, big dog. But why does my name carry that much that you want to go after me? Does somebody else in the back, does their name carry that much relevance and your name has none? Is that why people do this? I really think that's part of it. There's jealousy, there's envy, um, there's a lot.
This is just my opinion. I think some people live in the past instead of living in the future.
Mm. Well, right. Okay. Here's a perfect question for you then. Would you say that you are the same person you were 5, 10, maybe 15, 20 years ago? Are you the same person as you are now as you were then?
No, because I've matured.
Right. With that being said, isn't that what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to grow up. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to get better.
Yep.
Well, see, look at how that goes. If you're in the same place you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you're not doing anything. You're stagnant. You are stagnant, and that's not growth. It's not growth as a person. That's not growth as a human. That's not growth in your faith. That's not growth in your love life or your career or life or anything. That's not growth at all. That is the bare minimum of what you don't want to do.
You should always want to better your craft, no matter what it is in life.
100% agree. And I mean, and I hope I know that there's a bunch of people watching this right now, and I cannot wait. I know I'm going to hear the repercussions of it. If my phone hasn't started going off by 8:45, it will go off all night long. That's what happens every time I do this or every time I say something. And the next spot, the next segment I'm getting ready to say something about is going to get even worse. Is going to get even worse. This has absolutely nothing to do with politics. So let's take that politic bundle out of the equation entirely. 100% out of the equation, okay? Why are people so enamored with celebrities and stars to the point where, prime example, Chris Brown beat the living daylights out of Rihanna? Remember this? I remember this.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But it's as if though nothing happened. Why? What you don't you, I don't, I'm not responsible for your forgiveness. No, that's between you and the Lord. That has nothing to do with me. However, I ain't about to forget you put hands on that woman. That's not okay. I'm not going to forget um that, whatever, whoever was accused of sexual assault this or abuse allegations that or whatever. A garbage human being is a garbage human being. And it don't matter if you're a celebrity because they think they can get away with it. It gets funnier when you get into local celebrities and even all the way down to the trickle down economics of the independent wrestling scene. If you need more proof or further proof of what I'm talking about, there are some good brothers down in Georgia right now. And that's not a lie. There's some real good brothers down in Georgia right now. There's some great performers in Georgia right now. Georgia had one heck of a uphill battle to come from last year because of how many people got dimed out for talking to minors and stuff last year. Are these indie goofs so demented and so full of their own crap that they believe that they are okay to do this? Like, did they think they're this is just this is Epstein Island over here in pick some bumpkin town in wherever. You know what I'm saying? Do you get my point? You get my point?
Oh yeah.
What do you think, man? Do you think that these people are just delusional?
Mm. I think some people just gets caught up in their own head and they just think that they're superstars or just won't let the next and upcoming stars, you got to pass the torch.
Right,
You can't live in the past. Um, somebody passed the torch to you, and that's what you got to do to make the business better. Is just pass the torch.
right. David Escato has shown up. What's up, man?
Hey, sorry, on the road.
You're good, bud. I wasn't expecting you to show up, but anyway. So I don't understand though, like why and you know, I'm trying to think of a celebrity female who's done some whacked out stuff that I'll give I'll go with Amber Heard. Okay, everybody remember Amber Heard? I'll go with Amber Heard because she was kind of pretty ish in the. She's not my type. She's kind of pretty in Aquaman, right? But hearing the whacked out crap that she does or she did with Depp, it's a complete and utter turnoff. Like I can't look at her and be like, yeah, I want that multiple person. No, I don't want that psychotic crap.
Ah,
That's dumb. When you look like so I'm trying to that's my perspective as a man. You know what I'm saying? As a male. How could a woman look at a dude who's had abuse allegations or sexual assault allegations or drug abuse? That wasn't allegations. That was legit. Or, any of these things and be like, oh, and just enamored with them. I don't get it. What is that? And you guys are men, so y'all might see something I don't see. I don't care that Amber Heard was kind of cute in Aquaman. She ain't nothing now because yeah, the psycho like kills it for me. Um, what do y'all think? And David dipped out. Kylan, or co-host, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm taking care of something at the moment.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, it just does not make sense to me how that works. I get it, like I get it. I'm probably one weird guy who, you know, just talks a lot and says a lot of off the wall things. No, think about what I'm really saying to you. I don't understand the infatuation with celebrity. I never did. I never understood it. Like I can remember when I was a kid, people were like, the Queen and King of England. I don't care. I don't live there. And then Princess Diana. I remember that one. I remember that one. That Princess Diana dying. All that. I'm not. I never was into the celebrity stuff. I never got into it. I never cared. So it is what it is. But there is people out there who are just enamored and infatuated with stars, and I don't understand it because they are, you know, they're just normal people that have apparently gotten away with a lot of crap. So it's just nuts to me. Either way, so let's see. Oh yeah, the let's talk about a little bit more indie stuff, and then we'll get into some WWE stuff, a little bit more WWE news. Um, oh, what's up? You made it back.
I made that.
Oh no, I can't hear you at all.
I made that. I made that.
No, yeah. Bye. You're so choppy, nobody can hear you.
Hello. I made that.
Oh God, his vocals were awful. Um, like I said, we were at the or I was at the Norton Lewis Memorial was fantastic over the weekend. And we had Bryce Maddox, Luka Daniels. You want to talk about a matchup? That was fantastic. Bryce Maddox is a beast. He is a machine. If you're not booking that guy, you need help. Jake Jacobs and Crucifix put on one heck of a contest. Luka Daniels looked great, by the way. Luka Daniels looked fantastic coming off of recent knee injury. Um, Amazing. He's doing amazing. He looks great, man. Um, like I say, Chris Fix and Jake Jacob had a great contest. They had a wonderful matchup. The Pure Temptation going against Logan Quindell and D'Angelo was fun. Logan Quindell and D'Angelo looked like they had done this before. That could be a good team running around in the Carolinas before long. Jack's Insane going against the Black Cat Dion Johnson, and unfortunately, Black Cat Dion Johnson. Well, unfortunately for Jax, Dion Johnson regained the CPW heavyweight title, which makes him the second ever two-time heavyweight champion for CPW. He is seconded by Jackson Sane, who was the first one to win it twice. And finally, Antonio Morgan, Don Furio, no disqualification street fight for the AWL heavyweight title, and new Don Furio lost to Antonio Morgan. Insanely, and was fired. And new champion Antonio Morgan was awesome. That was a 2-year long story. That was a 2-year long story coming to an end. Crazy. Folks, independent wrestling is normally not looked at for long-term storytelling and long-term booking ideas and long-term concepts. But Antonio Morgan 2-year journey, undefeated, was about to challenge for the title. The title ended up vacated by the former champion at AWL. Put on the line in a fatal four-way. Don Furio got it, held it over a year. Now, the reign of the anomaly has begun, and we are going to see just what that man is made of. He is a. It was a great match. From what I can tell you, I've seen Don for years, and I've seen Antonio daggone near since I started. And that's probably the best match I've ever seen Antonio Morgan have. Was Antonio Morgan versus Don Furio. Don Furio had a great matchup. I think he made a mistake paying attention to the promoter, Gavin, and that little super kick cost him because Antonio made him pay right after that. And the crowd went insane when he won his title. It was definitely one heck of a spot, one heck of a match. It was really solid. But yeah, the indies are on fire, and we've already been in, already had conversations with these guys. They are going to be getting us the next flyers for the next shows ASAP. We do know it is August 9th There are two different wrestling shows happening on August 9th. One is AWL, and one is Wrestling is for Everyone. This show is for everyone. It's a CCW, Community Championship Wrestling charity event. Both of them are August 9th. One's in Spartanburg, one's in Union. Um, it's going to be interesting to see. We're awaiting flyers and all this from everybody. So that's what we do. We made the agreements with them, and we said, hey, look, we need our flyers. We need the flyers. We need the flyers. Because this what we're going to do is we're going to take care of business. Wrestling is a business. It's not a charity. It's great to use for charity. It is wonderful to use for charity because you can do great things in it. Um, but overall, man, everything went excellent with the last several shows that I've been around. I hope to make it to some in the next couple of weeks. Um, that's the goal. I just want to go. I want to go sit in the crowd and chill and try to fix. Just try to enjoy myself in the crowd. Let's see here. So we are talking about WWE's Money in the Bank. Well, let's finish up. Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank is insane to me. I get it. It's fine. But having Rollins come out on Monday night and only coming out during the Punk Cena spot when Uso and Gunther had a war at the end of the night and he didn't pop his head out. Eh, he should have popped his head out just to make it, ooh, maybe, throw some unpredictability into that Joker. That would have been me. But that yet again, that's me. I'm not a producer for WWE. Um so fun. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes defeating Cena and Logan Paul. This is at Money in the Bank, and it is awesome. The person who attacked Cena was Ron Killings. And everybody was just like, oh, he got released a week ago. And we were going to speak on it. We were going to speak on it, but we really didn't have time. And I'm so glad we didn't, because I'm not saying that it was a work. It was funny when Triple H said, "Did you enjoy the show?" That's it. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy him coming back? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter if he was really released. It doesn't matter if he wasn't released. But him going by Ron Killings is a brilliant thing for him monetarily, and I'm gonna tell you why. When he goes to do these conventions or when he goes on to the indies or whatever, Ron Killings is his name. R-Truth is not his name. K Quick is not his name, dog. Little Jimmy ain't his name. Ron Killings is. So when he goes out on the indies or goes out into the convention scene, when he rides off into the sunset, it's all about that money. Now his name has more notoriety. I cannot explain business to y'all any better than this. This is about as good as I can do with trying to help y'all understand what they do and how it goes, man. Um, oh, and by the way, I'm really interested. I've seen a couple people, pop in and out, and I know who they are. Um, I'm listening. That's all you got. That's all I got. I'm listening. Don't worry. I try to pay attention to everything. Hmm. Oh, so overall, the big news that come out of Monday Night Raw is the fact that Gunther is now your world heavyweight champion again. So he's a two-time champ. I love the fact CM Punk, John Cena, Night of Champions. Could you imagine that? Can you? I mean, it's Cena's final run. Even if Punk wins it for Rollins to cash in on him, it's cool. I don't think it'll happen. There's no logic behind Rollins going after Cena. None. Heel, heel. There's just no logic there. Just a thought, man. Just a thought. AJ Styles and Chad Gable had a fantastic matchup. If you missed it, you really need to go back and check it out, or at least go watch the highlights. If you don't have Netflix, go to WWE's website and you can check the highlights. But almost everybody and their brother has Netflix. So, and if you don't have Netflix, you can probably get somebody else's password. Hey, um, tons of people do that. And yes, I am totally messing with my mouse because I see the reflection of light on my hand. I'm just like, I think it's cool. Um, Roxanne Perez defeated Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Kyrie Sane in a fatal four way. She is now in the King of the Ring tournament. Dude, that's nuts. Um, I think it's crazy how that's going to go. I want to see it. I'm interested for the layout of this year's Queen and King of the Ring. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be good. Um, Bailey came back and attacked Becky. All right. Why not? R-Truth came out, cut his hair off. Excuse me. Cut his hair off. Yeah, I don't have an edit button for that. Um, I have noticed that I have been sneezing a lot since last Monday. Weird. 10, 11 days now, something like that. I've been sneezing a lot since last Monday. There's like 3 people who understand that. Um, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 days. So he cut his hair off. He had that killer promo. Solid. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with him. Um, I don't foresee him having a world title, or at least I don't foresee him winning the WWE Championship. Gunther is not a draw. Jey Uso really wasn't selling out the arenas. Oh, Gunther's a fantastic wrestler. Don't take that the wrong way. Just because somebody's a great wrestler doesn't mean that they're a great entertainer or a great draw. Case in point, we have a fantastic wrestler here in the Indies. Um, I'm not going to name names, but he's viewed as like the golden boy in our area. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's generic. Looks like a your average creator wrestler with Lex Luger's trunks on. Personality of a piece of toast. And about as moldable as cardboard. What good is he? You can have all the look in the world, man. You can have the look. Guys with the look. I can introduce you to six of them. I can take you and introduce you to six different pro wrestlers who've got the look. But they don't have anything else. I can introduce you to a handful who have got the look and wrestling ability. They're still not bringing in butts and seats until you start getting into your charisma is here, your charisma's here, your personality's here, your wrestling is here, your promo work is here. Until you start putting it all together, you're just another indie jabroni. I am sorry. I am sorry. And you notice that I left look off of that. The reason why I say I left look off of that is because I can introduce you to professional wrestlers who don't have that look, but got it everywhere else, and they are absolutely kicking butt. They're traveling states. They're making money. I love to see it. I'm proud of them. I'm not gonna sit here and support generic wrestler number one or generic wrestler number two or creator wrestler number one. It's not happening. I can't support these people. I cannot support these people. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in my brain. I don't possess the ability to put, anything behind them. That's just me, man. Let's see here. Hello. I see you watching. Appreciate it. Uh, let's see here. How wild can things get? I love the fact that Sami Zayn is moving forward in the um, King of the Ring tournament. I like that. I wonder who your fourth is going to be next week. Right. There's the potential for a big surprise there. Liv Morgan came in and attacked Nikki Bella. What's Nikki Bella doing here? Is she going to be around for Evolution? I didn't care for the Bellas, either one. So it's okay. That's just me. I'm kind of peculiar about that. I think women's wrestling is in a great spot. There are so many talented young ladies that are just killing it right now. I don't really need this. I don't need to see the stars of old when you've got a roster that can fill the show already for Evolution. You can put every single women's title on the line. You just filled the whole show. Because you got 2 on Raw, 2 on SmackDown, 2 on NXT, plus the tag titles. 7. 7 matches. Put them all on the line. That's all you got to do. You don't need any special crap. What do you need that? What do you need that for? Articulate it to me. Explain it to mansplain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm an idiot. Do that. Can't do it. Sorry. Um, Ethan Page, Sean Legacy. Oh my gosh. How good was that? Now, after the match, Ricky Saints came out of the crowd and brawled with Page. Uh, it sucks. I would have preferred, it just to end. But I guess they got to cook into the next thing for Ethan Page. But hey, Sean Legacy was given a heck of an opportunity and he delivered. So I look for Legacy to be a solid NXT guy coming up and moving into the main roster in the next year or two. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't somebody already predict that? Hmm. Hmm. I'm pretty sure somebody had already said you're going to see this guy on TV, so watch him on the indies while you can. That's right, it was me. I'm sorry to break it to you guys, and this may hurt feelings. And don't get me wrong, I love some of the legends that have been released. I really do. Some of the nicest people you've ever want to meet. I would rather put the money out on booking Sean Legacy than I would put the money out on somebody who's been off of TV for 3 to 5 years. They're going to cost me the same. In the end, they're going to draw just the same amount of people. Prime example, the talent costs $150. The show entry is $10 a piece. I need that signed big deal talent to bring me 15 people sitting in the crowd. No, they're not going to bring an additional 15 people. I am sorry. Most of the time, they're not. What will happen, though? They'll have a great match. Yeah, sure. Sean Legacy is going to have a phenomenal match. And Sean Legacy, all of his matches have to go through WWE ID. Don't you think that WWE gets to see those? So if you really wanted your talent to get seen, why would you book that guy? Oh man, logic is hard, isn't it? Please think about what I'm saying to you. I would never, I would never book some of these guys. As much as I like them, I would never book some of these people that used to be on TV. They cost too much money. They're not going to give you the return on investment. Sean Legacy is investing in your talent's future. Because when your talent goes to the E or AEW or whatever, you get to say, yeah, that's right. That guy was here. He used to be here. You can see where that star came from. Your show becomes a draw just because of connection. It's that simple. Really that simple. The Culling defeated Josh Briggs and Inamura. I tried. It was okay. I'm just not that big of a fan of Briggs. I've never been a big Briggs fan. And the Culling, Nico Vance and man, what's that dude? I can't think of his name. Ty Dillinger, is that what he's going by now? I don't know if he's going by Ty Dillinger. He used to go by the Perfect 10. still solid. Still solid work. Todd Dillinger looks like he still looks, you know, good for TV. He's still handling his thing on TV. Lash Legend defeating Ren Sinclair was kind of weird. I would have preferred to see. I really would have preferred to see Ren Sinclair pick up one in some way, but it was a solid matchup between those two. I was actually impressed. Laney Reed coming out of nowhere for a coming out of absolutely nowhere, able to uh come like I say out of nowhere, and sh- she gets a title match number one. But she had a great showing. I really paid attention a lot during that match because I wanted to see, all right, where did she come from? Why is she here? And it's like, what's this girl worth? So I was into it. Um, I thought that was excellent. Uh, High Rise defeating the family. I am going to be honest with you. I missed this match entirely. I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember if I was on the phone or what. I just completely missed that match. Jasper Troy coming up short against Obafemi. Man, that was a solid match though. That dude Jasper Troy being new as you know as new as he is into the main what I'm considering a main roster run for this guy because he came from LFG into a title picture. It's crazy. I like it. Uh, I thought it was cool. It was a good match. That black hole slam was sick. There was a lot to it. Femi Femi picked up the win and kept the title. Uh, it's they can do this again. They can do this again and again and again. It's gonna be entertaining. I can't wait to see what comes up. I saw the new title on AEW. Eh, I really don't care. It didn't do much for me. Let's say here. What else do we got? What else do we have? That's about it. Um, I didn't see anything else that really, got my attention in AEW. I didn't. I understand the new belt looks different. It's just, uh, let's see here. Let's catch up on some what's coming up. Anyway, we got our sponsors to name. XWW, shout out as always on the Roku Network. Grateful to XWW. They've got some shows coming up. Be sure you're checking them out. ExtremeTVOnline.com. $4.99 a month. First 5 days are free. Redheaded Witch Designs, amazing work. Uh, love Redheaded Witch Designs. Go check her out. Be sure you are seeing what she's got available. Check out both the regular series, the Guardian Angel series, because the Guardian Angel series is all about charity. It's awesome. Um, I got my cross and my, if you didn't know, I got my cross and my little Jesus to support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and I am just ecstatic about that. Um, Lazarus Black Graphic Media, all our new logos on the Wrestling Wire network. So the Wrestling Wire, the Indie Spotlight, the Roundtable Rumble, and even Scott Larson's hashtag Truth. All logos were revamped, remade by Lazarus Black. Whether or not they get used or not, they were made. Check that out. That's one of his remake logos right there for hashtag Truth. Um, like I say, I think Scott's using his classic logos, but Laz made them. Just some. It was a me thing. I asked Laz to make them and send them to me, and we kept them just in. If Scott wants them, Scott's got them because we like to take care of our people. I think that one's already done. The We got one show coming up June 21st, birthday of champions. David and I will both be out of town. David's on the road heading north. I am out this weekend in particular. It is my daughter's birthday, so I am going to be taking care of that instead. So I will not be there. Now, but that's not to say you shouldn't. You can go meet Mark Marrow. You can go hang out with Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, man. And there's like 5 matches, 6 matches, something like that, that are slated to take place. So definitely go check them out. Um, Saturday. Oh, let's start here. Saturday, June 14th, coming up. So 2 days from now. Small Bar in Matthews for XWW. Then Friday, June 20th, then Friday, June 27th, then Saturday, June 28th. 4 shows, 1 month. Insanity. They are off the charts. All shows are free admission. Innovation is required. Violence is expected. Um, definitely going to try to get back to one of their shows. Another company I need to go see this year. I've got a couple on my list. I'm going to make it a point once my some of the crap I'm dealing with in my personal life slows down. I'm going back to Palmetto. I'm going to go down to Lugoff, Lexington, whatever, and catch up with Palmetto Championship Wrestling. I want to go hang out for a show with them. I want to go up in North Carolina to check out Nick Nitro and ACCW. And I want to go up to check out Wrestling Evolution, actually. So I'm just going to randomly at some point in time go see those shows, just stick my head in the door, say, hey, I'm not trying to, I'm not doing this to get books. I'm not doing this to get bookings. I'm not under obligation with these people, but I have friends that work there. I'm still liked and respected enough in this industry to where if I walk into a building paying my way in, I'm going to be greeted with respect and treated with respect because I'm going to be respectful of the talent and the other people in attendance. Doesn't that sound like a good time at a wrestling show? It does. I know it does. Let's see here. Alpha under. Oh yeah, that's the other place I got to go. I will not be able to make it this weekend. I got to get a hold of Ryan. I'm gonna hit up Mr. Bracken probably tomorrow. I'm gonna text him throughout tomorrow and try to get a hold of him. I'm gonna try to have a conversation with him Friday night. But yes, be sure you're checking out Alpha Underground. The next show for Resistance is July 7th. The next show for Hostility is the 21st. So there is that possibility there. And then there's another one, but we don't have the. It's called Limelight, but we don't have the flyer for it. Check this out. How would you like to be a pro wrestling seminar? $40 to sit under the tutelage of the king of TNA himself, the legend of TNA, Frankie Kazarian. Fantastic opportunity for anybody there. That's Friday, August 23rd. Wow. That's a heck of an opportunity, folks. And that is it. That's what we've got for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a show. It's been real. It's been fun. And, it's been real fun. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. I always greatly appreciate everybody tuning in and showing support. We have had a ton of people reach out and send messages and try to just learn what's going on, figure out what we're doing, trying to take care of whatever we can take care of. It's just one of those things where you really got to try to take care of people in this business and use this business to take care of people. That sounds great, doesn't it? It sounds like a good way to do it. Anyway, if I don't see you at the next show, next appointed time we're here on this podcast, I know where I'll see you. I'll see you at the Indies.